Hey everyone, it's June 12th, and that means that if today is your birthday, you share with Bobby Jack Fowler, an alleged serial killer believed to be responsible for some of the Highway of Tears murders of as many as 20 victims spanning over 2 decades. And that is him right up there with an all-time great mugshot. A native of Texas, Fowler was born in 1939 and became a transient who worked construction as he traveled across North America. He was an alcoholic and methamphetamine user with an extensive criminal record across the US and Canada, with crimes ranging from sexual assault and firearms charges to attempted murder. His first alleged murders occurred in Texas in 1969, when he was charged with killing a man and woman, but was only convicted of firing a gun within city limits. Texas. Fowler was also incarcerated in Tennessee for attempted murder when, according to investigators, he tied a woman up, beat the hell out of her with her own belt, covered her with brush, and left her to die. He believed that women who let him pick them up as hitchhikers or in bars wanted to be sexually assaulted, and he often acted on that belief over the next few decades. In 1995, Fowler was arrested when a woman leapt from a motel window with a rope still tied around her ankle and reported to the police that he had abducted her and attempted to sexually assault her while she was tied up. He was convicted of kidnapping and sentenced to 16 years in prison, at which time his DNA was submitted to a database to be checked against evidence in unsolved crimes. Fowler died in prison of lung cancer in 2006 at the age of 66, but in 2012, advanced DNA testing allowed Canadian authorities to re-examine many cold cases. Highway 16 in British Columbia had been dubbed the Highway of Tears when dozens of First Nations women went missing and were found dead alongside the highway beginning in the 1970s running through the 90s. With extreme poverty in the area, hitchhiking was common at the time, making women traveling alone extremely vulnerable to those who wished to commit heinous acts. Fowler's DNA was found on one of the victims who was killed in 1974, and it was then that the Royal Canadian Mounted Police were able to tie him to multiple unsolved murders. Evidence, both forensic and otherwise, pointed to him being the perpetrator of at least 10 murders across Canada, Washington, and Oregon, and possibly as many as 20. Researchers have discovered that he would relocate hundreds of miles after a woman disappeared near where he lived, repeating that process multiple times, bouncing around North America with a trail of missing women in his wake. It's worth noting that other men have been tied to murders that happened along the Highway of Tears, and it seems likely that multiple murderers were active in the area at the same time. Some women were abducted and killed after Fowler was incarcerated, but with bus service in the area not being instituted until 2017, it's not surprising that more victims from these vulnerable communities are still turning up, now numbering in the 40s. While the investigation is still ongoing, Fowler's death makes it unlikely that we'll ever know how many victims he had, but it's likely at least in the double digits. If this is your birthday, I hope you have a great day. Leave me a comment so I can wish you a happy birthday. If you know somebody whose birthday it is today, send them this video so they can find out all about their birthday twin. And to Bobby Jack Fowler, I have to say, happy birthday, you bastard.